Okay, chapter 24, develop proposed right-of-way. Now in the last chapter we brought in some existing right-of-way that was SS10, just 2D only, applied feature definitions to it, profiled it, and dynamically viewed the cross-section, and we could see that the existing right-of-way did show up. Proposed, basically the same thing, really. The difference is that you, as a designer, would be, initially anyway, developing the proposed right-of-way. So why don't we go ahead and just do a little bit of that. As far as a process to make that happen, I would recommend, like with everything else, we set your feature definition to proposed right-of-way line. We're going to go up to geometry. We're going to be placing a line. We're going to be using civil AccuDraw. So you see, once you do this enough, you see it's kind of a lot of the same thing over and over again. You're just applying different feature definitions to whatever it is that you're designing. Okay, so I'm going to turn on the civil AccuDraw so that I can draw the line by station offset. Now, in order for this tool to work, you do need to have the alignment attached and the view display turned on. And the reason for that is that when you're using this, you always have to go in and select the alignment that you're working with, so it knows which one to use that station offset. Okay, so now I'm just going to grab the plans here and just go with the same design, even though you, I suppose, could design it here, right? Because we set that special ditch profile here. Once if you're sure the design was good, of course you would be able to, or it automatically provides you with the construction limits. Which is really the same as the way it visualizes the corridor limits. But I mean, it does put limits of construction line out there for you. So if I turn off the corridor and the templates, that just leaves us with what you're really used to seeing. And there's that typical line, that red line that represents the construction limits. And when you're designing proposed right-of-way, of course, you want to be maybe 2 feet, a couple feet beyond the construction limits, because that's where the back slope intersects with the existing ground line. And so we know it's going to end up looking something like this, right? Roughly. But let's go ahead and throw some in at some nice even stations. We could use just what was used for the actual project. So at the very beginning, I guess we went with a 30-foot offset, which that's existing. That's we're just starting it off from the existing line, which is station 100, 30-foot offset. And then at station 103, we've got a 40-foot offset. So why don't we go in, just throw in a couple lines using the proper feature definition. Draw a line. Remember, I hit the O button for a reference. I reference that proposed alignment, and so I'm going to start at station 00, and my offset is going to be 30. Enter. Start the line. And then the next is going to be station 103, right? But look at the station. It's like station 13, which is really just starting at 0, I think. Yeah, maybe. But in any case, each time I think I need to hit that O for origin, maybe. I select the proposed right-of-way. It switches to the proper stationing. Remember, I use the tabs to go 103. Enter, and then we said that offset is 40, and because we have the link up here on the feature definition toggled. It just, continues. And so let's just place one more segment. So we'll go with a 107 and offset of 40 foot. We won't do the whole thing. It's just, more of the same, just so you get the concept down. So again, hit the origin button to begin with. Actually, yeah. And then we said what, 107, but I got a tab to 107 and 40 foot offset. And there we go. And now, really the same with same as the existing right-of-way. The proposed right-of-way also has to be profiled, so it shows up in all the cross-section views, dynamic views, and the permanent visualization, all that, where we use annotation to show the proposed right-of-way. And so we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to complex that just like we did the existing, accept it. I can turn off Civil AccuDraw now. And I'm going to profile it, select some window. And I make it my active profile, and that then of course opens it up in the 3D view. Yep, so there it is in 3D, or at least the line, the proposed line, and it's the Z value is just the existing terrain. So that looks good. In fact, like I said, this job is under construction right now. I think this week they should be putting down the ag base course. I'd like to get out there, maybe get some pictures and use it as part of this class. It's pretty cool that you'd be able to see the actual project that you're working on being constructed. Okay, so now I'm not necessarily going to go in and show you the dynamic cross-section, but if you go into your dynamic cross-section, just like your existing right-of-way line where it shows up, the proposed right-of-way line would now show up just the same, no different. So we'll end the chapter there.